My sister mocked me as poor and useless, until Facebook tagged her name in. In their family, people often said that luck chose favorites, and if luck had a favorite, it was clearly Maya. Maya was the older sister. She had a good job, a modern apartment, stylish clothes, and a loud confidence that filled every room she entered. Whenever family members talked about success, they talked about Maya. Whenever relatives compared siblings, Maya's name came first. She enjoyed the attention and never tried to hide it. Her younger sibling, Alex, was the opposite. Alex lived quietly. He worked a simple job, rented a small room, and rarely talked about his struggles. He showed up to family events wearing the same clean but old clothes, smiled politely, and listened more than he spoke. To most people, Alex was just there. And to Maya, Alex was an easy target. Every few months, the whole family gathered at their parents' house. Birthdays, holidays, anniversaries, it did not matter. These gatherings always followed the same pattern. Maya would arrive late, loudly announcing her presence. Alex would arrive early, helping their mother in the kitchen or setting the table. On this particular evening, the family was celebrating their father's promotion. The house smelled like food, and laughter filled the living room. Everyone sat around the table, talking about work, money, and future plans. That was when Maya started. "So, Alex," she said, leaning back in her chair with a small smile. "Are you still doing that job?" The room went quiet. Alex nodded. "Yes, same job." Maya laughed softly. "Wow. Still there? I thought by now you would have found something better." Alex said nothing. He kept his eyes on his plate. Maya continued. "I mean, it's been years. Don't you ever feel embarrassed, being this old and still struggling?" A few relatives exchanged uncomfortable looks. Someone cleared their throat, but no one stopped her. Alex's mother tried to change the subject. "Maya, have you tried the soup?" But Maya waved her hand. "I'm just worried about him. He has no ambition, no savings, no future plan." She smiled again. "Some people are just useless, I guess." That word hung in the air. Alex felt his face grow warm. He wanted to speak, to defend himself. But the words stayed stuck in his throat. He had learned long ago that speaking only made things worse. Maya always had a way of twisting words, making herself sound smarter and him sound foolish. The family stayed quiet. That silence hurt more than Maya's words. Later that evening, while everyone was busy talking in the living room, Alex quietly put on his jacket and left. No one noticed right away. Outside, the air was cold. Alex walked slowly down the street, hands in his pockets, replaying the scene in his mind. He told himself not to care. He had told himself that many times before, but tonight it felt heavier. Alex was not lazy. He was not useless. His life just looked different. Different in ways no one bothered to ask about. Years ago, when their parents were struggling with medical bills, Alex had paused his education to help. He worked extra hours, sent money home, and took care of responsibilities quietly. Maya had moved away for her career. Everyone praised her independence. No one noticed Alex staying behind. Later, when a relative needed help, Alex was the one who showed up. When emergencies happened, Alex answered the phone, but none of these things came with titles, promotions, or Facebook posts. So to the world, and especially to Maya, Alex looked like a failure. That night, Alex returned to his small rented room. It was simple: a bed, a desk, and an old laptop. He made instant noodles and sat down, scrolling through his phone without thinking. That was when he saw it. A new Facebook notification. Maya had posted something. Alex almost ignored it. He usually avoided her posts. They were always about achievements, trips, and perfect moments. But this time, curiosity pulled him in. Maya had posted a long message. Grateful for everything I've achieved through hard work and discipline, it read. Success doesn't come easy, but if you push yourself, anything is possible. The post had a photo of Maya standing in her apartment, smiling confidently. She had tagged many people, friends, coworkers, family members, and then Alex noticed something strange. His name was tagged too. Alex frowned. He had not been in the photo. He had not commented. He had not been involved at all. Confused, he clicked on the tag. The tag did not lead to him being in the photo. Instead, it linked his profile name under the post, automatically connected to an old memory, an old public post Maya had forgotten existed. A post from years ago, a post where Maya had once thanked Alex publicly for helping the family when no one else could. Alex's heart beat faster. That old post was still visible, still public. And now, because of Facebook's automatic tagging and memory system, it had resurfaced under her new message. Slowly, people started noticing. A comment appeared. "Oh, I didn't know Alex helped you so much back then." Another comment followed. "Wait, didn't Alex cover expenses during that time?" Then a third. "I remember that. Alex was working nonstop." Alex stared at the screen. He did not comment. He did not react. He just watched. Across the city, Maya was enjoying dinner with friends when her phone buzzed. She glanced at the screen, expecting praise. Instead, she saw confusion. Her smile faded. She opened the post and scrolled quickly. Her stomach tightened when she saw the old memory linked below her proud message. "How is this still here?" she whispered. More comments appeared. Questions she had never prepared answers for. Back in his room, Alex closed the app and set his phone down. He did not feel happy. He did not feel excited. He felt, calm. For the first time, the truth was not something he had to explain. It was simply there. And it was only the beginning. The next morning, Alex woke up earlier than usual. For a moment, he forgot about the Facebook post. He sat on the edge of his bed, rubbing his eyes, listening to the sounds of the city outside his small window. Cars passed by. Someone laughed in the distance. Life felt normal again. Then his phone buzzed. Alex looked at the screen. More notifications. His heart tightened, not from fear, but from surprise. He had never received this many messages before. Not on Facebook. Not anywhere. He unlocked his phone slowly. The same post from Maya was still there, but it had changed. What started as a proud message about success had now turned into a long comment section full of questions, memories, and uncomfortable truths. People were tagging each other, replying, reacting. Someone had written, "I remember that time. Alex worked double shifts, didn't he?" Another person replied, "Yes. He even moved closer to the hospital so he could help." Alex stared at the screen. These were not close friends. Some were distant relatives, old family connections, people who had never spoken up before. Yet here they were, talking. Alex did not reply. He did not like posts. He did not defend himself. He simply watched. At the same time, in a modern cafe across town, Maya sat stiffly in her chair. Her coffee had gone cold. She kept refreshing her phone. Every time she did, more comments appeared. Her proud smile from the night before was gone. In its place was a tight expression of worry. This was not how things were supposed to go. The post was meant to remind people of her success, not pull up the past she had carefully left behind. She quickly typed a reply. "Yes, that was a long time ago. Everyone helped in their own way." She paused, then added a smile emoji. It did not help. Someone replied almost immediately. "True, but Alex carried most of it, right?" Another comment appeared. "I always wondered why Alex didn't continue school." "Makes sense now." Maya's fingers shook slightly as she locked her phone. She felt exposed. Back at Alex's job, the day moved slowly. He worked quietly, like always. But something was different. His coworker Ben looked at him strangely. "Hey," Ben said during lunch. "Didn't know you were Facebook famous." Alex frowned. "What?" Ben laughed, lightly. "That post. Your sister's. People are talking." Alex felt his chest tighten again. He had hoped this would stay online, separate from his real life. "I didn't do anything," Alex said quickly. Ben raised his hands. "Relax, I didn't mean it like that." "Just respect, man. You did a lot." Alex nodded, unsure what to say. Respect. That word felt unfamiliar. That evening, the family group chat came alive. It had been quiet for months. Now messages came one after another. An aunt wrote, "Maya, I didn't know Alex supported everyone back then." An uncle added, "Why was this never mentioned?" Then their mother typed, "Maya, is this true?" Maya stared at the screen, her jaw tight. She typed and erased. Typed again? "Yes, Alex helped, but I worked hard too." Their father replied, "No one is saying you didn't. But why did Alex always get treated like he did nothing?" The chat went silent. Maya felt her face burn. This conversation was going in the wrong direction. She had spent years building her image. The successful daughter, the example. Now that image was cracking. At the same time, Alex sat in his room, staring at the group chat without typing a word. He felt like an outsider, watching a conversation about his own life. He did not feel angry. He felt tired. Memories came back to him. Late nights, missed opportunities, quiet sacrifices. Moments no one had clapped for. Times he had told himself, "It's fine. Someone has to do it." He had never expected thanks. But he also never expected this. The next day, Maya decided to take control. She edited the Facebook post. She removed the tag. She deleted some comments. Then she added a new line at the end. "Let's not focus on the past. Everyone has their own journey." She leaned back, relieved, but Facebook had already done its work. People had seen the comments. Screenshots had been taken. Conversations had started privately. You could delete a post. You could not delete awareness. Later that evening, their mother called Alex. "Are you okay?" she asked softly. Alex hesitated. "Yes. I'm fine." There was a pause. "I didn't realize," she said. "So much. You never told us." Alex looked at the wall. "You never asked." The words were not angry. "Just honest." Another pause. "I'm sorry," his mother said quietly. Those two words landed heavier than any apology Alex had imagined. He did not know how to respond. "It's okay," he said finally. But it wasn't entirely okay. Across town, Maya sat alone in her apartment. The silence felt loud. She replayed moments from the past. Alex coming home late, tired but quiet. Alex handing money to their parents without a word. Alex standing in the background while she accepted praise. She had noticed. She just hadn't cared. Her phone buzzed. A message from Alex. It was short. "I didn't do this to embarrass you. I didn't do anything at all." Maya stared at the message for a long time. She typed back, "I know." But she didn't. She knew she had benefited from his silence, and now that silence was gone. The next family gathering was scheduled for the weekend. Normally, Maya would arrive confidently, ready to talk. This time, she felt nervous. Alex almost didn't go, but something inside him told him this was a moment he could not avoid forever. When he arrived, the atmosphere felt different. People greeted him warmly, asked questions, offered food, smiled in ways they never had before. Maya noticed, and it hurt. Not because Alex was finally being seen, but because she was no longer the only one. During dinner, someone said, "Alex, you should have told us sooner." Alex shook his head gently. "I didn't think it mattered." Their father looked at him for a long moment. It mattered. Maya stayed quiet. For once. That night, Alex returned home feeling strange, not happy, not sad. Scene. He opened Facebook one last time. Maya's post was gone. But the comments, the messages, the conversations, they were still alive in people's minds. Alex logged out. He didn't need the screen anymore. The truth had already stepped outside. After the family dinner, things did not return to normal. They changed. Alex noticed it first in small ways. His phone rang more often. Relatives who had barely spoken to him before now checked in. Some asked how he was doing. Others asked about his work, his plans, his health. These were simple questions, but they felt new. Alex answered politely, but he did not share much. He was still learning how to exist in this new space, where people noticed him. Maya noticed the change, too. At work, she tried to focus, but her thoughts kept drifting back to home. She opened social media less. Every time she did, she felt uneasy, like she might find something she didn't want to see. For the first time, she felt unsure of her place. She had always been the successful one. That role had defined her. It had protected her from doubt. Now, cracks were forming, and she did not know how to fix them. One afternoon, Maya's manager called her into a meeting. "Maya," he said calmly, "I want to talk about teamwork." Maya straightened. "Of course, there have been some concerns," he continued. "Not about your skills, but about how you treat others." She nodded slowly, trying to stay composed. Later, alone in the elevator, she stared at her reflection. The confident woman looking back suddenly felt unfamiliar. At the same time, Alex was facing his own moment. His supervisor asked to speak with him after his shift. "You're reliable," the supervisor said. "Always have been." Alex waited. "We have an opening for a coordinator role," he continued. "It's more responsibility, a small raise." "I thought of you." Alex was shocked. "I don't know if I'm ready," he said honestly. The supervisor smiled. "You've been ready. You just never asked." Those words stayed with Alex all night. That weekend, their parents invited both siblings over. Just them, Maticus. No relatives, no noise. The house felt heavy with unspoken things. They sat in the living room, teacups untouched. Their father spoke first. "We need to talk." Maya crossed her arms. Alex sat quietly. "We failed both of you," their father continued. "But especially you, Alex." Alex looked up, surprised. "We let silence become normal," their mother added. "We thought if you weren't complaining, you were fine." Alex swallowed. "I didn't want to be a problem." "You were never a problem," his mother said, tears in her eyes. Maya shifted uncomfortably. Their father turned to her. "And you, Maya, you benefited from that silence." Maya opened her mouth, then closed it. "I didn't mean to hurt him," she said finally. "I just thought success spoke for itself." Alex looked at her. "For years, your success spoke louder than my effort," he said calmly. The room went quiet. That night, Maya cried in her old bedroom, not because she had been exposed online, but because she was finally seeing herself clearly. She remembered moments she had ignored, times she had laughed instead of defending, times she had spoken without thinking. She realized something painful. She had not just been proud. She had been unkind. The next morning, Maya sent Alex a message. "Can we talk? Really talk?" Alex hesitated, then agreed. They met at a small park halfway between their homes. The air was cool, leaves moved gently in the wind. They sat on a bench, awkwardly distant. "I'm sorry," Maya said quietly, not the polite sorry, the real one. Alex listened.
"I mocked you," she continued, "because it made me feel bigger."
"I didn't think about what it cost you." Alex looked ahead. "It cost me believing I mattered." Maya's eyes filled with tears.
"I don't expect forgiveness," she said. "I just want to stop being that person." Alex took a deep breath.
"I don't hate you," he said. "But things can't go back to how they were." Maya nodded. "I know." For the first time, they were equal in that moment. Two people facing uncomfortable truth. Days passed. Alex accepted the new role at work. It was challenging. Stressful. But for the first time, his effort was visible. Maya started changing too. She listened more, spoke less. At family gatherings, she defended Alex when others joked. It was quiet, but noticeable. Some people noticed. Some didn't. That was okay. One evening, Alex found an old notebook while cleaning his room. Inside were plans he had once written, goals he had abandoned. He read them slowly. For the first time, he didn't feel foolish for dreaming again. Across the city, Maya scrolled through social media and paused. She started writing a post, not about success, not about herself. She wrote about gratitude, about learning, about seeing people you once overlooked. She almost tagged Alex. Then she stopped. Some things didn't need tags. She posted it without names. The reactions were quieter, more real. That night, Alex received a message from a cousin. "You inspired me," it said. "I didn't know quiet strength looked like that." Alex smiled, not because he was finally praised, but because he no longer needed it. And still, one final moment remained. A moment that would decide whether this change was real or temporary. Time passed. Not a lot, but enough. Enough for habits to change. Enough for people to think before they spoke. Enough for Alex to breathe without feeling small. Life did not suddenly become perfect. Alex still lived in the same room. Still woke up early. Still worked long hours. But something inside him had shifted. He walked differently now. Not louder. Not prouder. Stronger. At work, Alex struggled in his new role at first. There were mistakes. Long days. Moments when he almost said, "This is too much." But each time he remembered something important. He was not invisible anymore. When he asked questions, people answered. When he gave ideas, people listened. His supervisor noticed his effort, not just his results. One afternoon, after a difficult meeting, his supervisor said, "You handle pressure well." Alex smiled politely, but inside, the words settled deep. Across town, Maya was also changing. She no longer rushed to speak first in meetings. She listened. She noticed when others were ignored and made space for them. It felt strange at first, like walking without armor, but it felt lighter. At home, family gatherings slowly returned to normal. Jokes were still told. Food was still shared. But one thing was different. No one laughed at Alex anymore. When someone tried, the room grew quiet. Not angry, just aware. And awareness, Alex learned, was powerful. One weekend, the family planned a small celebration for their parents' anniversary. Nothing fancy, just close family. Maya arrived early. So did Alex. They stood in the kitchen together, cutting vegetables in silence. Not awkward silence, just calm. "I've been thinking," Maya said quietly, "about everything." Alex nodded, waiting. I used to believe success was being seen, she continued. Now I think it's being fair. Alex looked at her. That's a good start. She smiled, a little sad. I can't undo the past. No, Alex agreed. But you can stop repeating it. She nodded. During dinner, their father raised his glass. To family, he said, and to learning. Everyone agreed. After the meal, their mother handed Alex a small envelope. What's this? He asked. Open it later, she said gently. That night, back in his room, Alex opened the envelope. Inside was a letter. It was simple. It thanked him for staying, for helping, for being strong when no one noticed. Alex sat quietly, reading it twice. Then he folded it carefully and placed it in his drawer. He did not need to show anyone. It was enough that it existed. Weeks later, Alex faced a decision. The coordinator role came with another opportunity. Training in a different city. It meant change, risk. Old Alex would have said no. This time, he said yes. When he told his family, they reacted with pride. Maya looked at him and said, You deserve this. The words felt different now. Not heavy, not hollow. True. Before he left, Alex logged into Facebook one last time. He scrolled through old posts. Maya's proud post was gone. So were many old comments. But one thing remained. Messages from people who had learned something, from people who had looked again. Alex logged out, for good. On the day Alex moved, Maya helped him pack. They worked quietly, handing boxes back and forth. Before he left, Maya stopped him. I don't expect us to be close right away, she said. But I want to be better. For real. Alex looked at her. Consistency matters more than words, he said. She nodded. Then watch me. Months later, Alex returned home for a visit. He noticed small changes. Maya asked questions and waited for answers. Family members listened more than they spoke. No one needed to mention the past. It no longer controlled the room. One evening, Alex and Maya sat outside, watching the sunset. You know, Maya said, that Facebook tag changed everything. Alex smiled slightly. It didn't change the truth. It just revealed it. She nodded. I spent years chasing praise, she said. You spent years carrying weight. Alex looked at the sky. We both learned something. What's that? She asked. That value isn't decided by volume, he said. Or money. Or posts. She smiled. I wish I'd learned that sooner. So do a lot of people, Alex said. Later that night, Alex walked through the old neighborhood. Nothing looked different, but everything felt different. He was no longer the poor one. He was no longer useless. He was simply himself. And that was enough. Far away, Maya updated her profile. Not with achievements. Not with quotes. Just a simple line. Still learning. And for the first time, she meant it.